This was actually one of my brother's first jobs, and back then, he was in insane shape. Like he could do 30 pull-ups in a row and climb a fire ladder faster than anyone at the station. He looked like he was born wearing turnout gear. And of course, that's exactly when he called me saying he had something important to do and needed me to replace him for just one day. Promising it was easy, just hanging around, drinking coffee, and occasionally going on calls. And about an hour later, I'm standing in front of a fire station trying to figure out why this jacket weighs as much as a small human. The morning starts with briefing. Everyone is calm, talking about things like hydrant pressure and equipment checks, while I'm secretly trying to figure out the difference between an attack line and a supply line, because apparently one feeds water to the truck and the other is used to fight the fire. And of course I grab the wrong one. And when someone tells me to pull a line, I confidently drag the completely wrong hose and go look like I just suggested putting out a fire with gasoline. Then comes equipment check, and they hand me an SCBA, and I have no idea what that even stands for. So I start turning the air tank like it's camping gear, while a guy next to me casually explains it's a self-contained breathing apparatus. And if you mess it up, you basically run out of air inside a burning building, and I nod like that's exactly what I was checking, even though I still don't know where the air actually turns on. The first call hits around noon, sirens go off, everyone instantly switches mode, and I try to get into the truck last so I can just copy what everyone else is doing. But halfway there I realize no one explains anything, because everyone already knows their job, except me. So I secretly call my brother and ask what to do if the fire is real, and he just says, "Don't go first and stay behind, experienced guys," which somehow feels like the worst advice in a burning building. We arrive, and I try to look busy, grab what I think is the right hose, but it turns out I'm holding a line with no pressure, and when water finally hits, it almost throws me off balance because, as I later learned, nozzle reaction is no joke, and you're supposed to brace yourself, not hold it like a garden hose. I don't go inside, but I watch the team working in smoke, and someone mentions flashover, explaining how everything in a room can ignite at once due to heat. And that's when I realized this job is not just about spraying water. It's about temperature, ventilation, reading smoke, even how you open a door. And up until that point, I thought speed was the only thing that mattered. Back at the station during lunch, everyone is relaxed, talking about pump pressure and tactics. And I call my brother again, asking if it's normal to almost get knocked over by a hose. And he just laughs and says I was handling it like a rookie, which apparently is a professional diagnosis in their world. In the evening, things slow down, but I keep messing up small things like rolling hoses the wrong way, even though there's a specific method, so they deploy correctly on the next call. And when I do it wrong, one of the firefighters just silently unrolls everything and does it properly. And that's when I realize even the smallest details matter here. At night, just when I think it's over, another call comes in, and I feel slightly more confident, right until I realize I forgot which hose to grab again. So at that point, I just watch everyone and copy their movements, hoping I look like part of the team and not like someone who accidentally walked into the wrong job. By the end of the shift, I take off that heavy gear and realize my brother isn't just a firefighter. He's doing a job where every detail matters, from how you hold a tool to how you breathe through a mask. And honestly, this was one of the longest days of my life, and the only thing I handled perfectly was not burning anything down except my own confidence.